Anyway, I hate folks start calling my damn phone. No damn well I'm live. And but anyway, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Hey, the week is moving on down the line. Tuesday here being Wednesday, before you know it. Less than 24 hours. Hey, Sarah. How you doing, Sarah? You doing all right, baby? Good to see you. Blessings to you too, ma'am. Blessings to you, my sister. Yeah, but y'all, it's so much crazy stuff been going on. Yes, ma'am, I'm alive. There's so much crazy stuff been going on, y'all. I couldn't wait to get to talk to y'all. Oh, man. Look, this morning when I was working out, they are getting ready to put out. Okay, Sarah, they're getting ready to put out the John Deere tractors. So it might take some jobs away. Some selfless driving John tractors. That means the farmers, man, say farmers, man, I feel sorry for y'all. I mean, man, it's already bad for the black farmers because they're not getting no loans or nothing like that. But now they could put these selfless driving tractors out there to get the to ground the food, to plow the food and everything and get the food and stuff. Hey, I'm telling y'all, they taking jobs away. And I also read the other day that they're taking about 920 some jobs away as well, all over the United States, Wisconsin, Texas, what is it? Oh, it's a lot of places, but it was too much for me to just call out. But it's a lot of places, y'all, a lot of places. But hey, let's get started. Do y'all remember the story that I did on Athene? I can't remember what her last name was. But there was a lady who unalived a mother, which was a manager at the Mcdonald's. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? I know y'all got to remember because we talked about how her whole attitude changed and she stabbed the lady. She came back to the store, to the restaurant and stabbed the lady. The lady had like 4 or 5 kids. Well, in case you don't remember, let me run it back to y'all right quick. Sarah said, yeah. Okay, Sarah. Let me see. My bad. Let's do a quick run back on that.
Heated moments in and out of the courtroom Friday after a relative of the victim was arrested after trying to bring a knife into the courtroom. It came after graphic video of the attack was played out in court.
I seen the hand in the air with the knife, and I'm like, maybe I better see what is going on. When I got up there, the only thing I could see and notice was Jen laying on the floor in a big pool of blood asking for help.
Alfini Badu Muhammad is accused of stabbing and killing her manager, Jennifer Harris, at an East Point McDonald's back in July after an argument. New video shows Muhammad entering through the back door wearing a mask while walking past a delivery driver.
I saw them walk inside, and then within seconds, I heard employees saying she's stabbing her.
A customer at the drive-thru window also heard the commotion.
I was saying something like, stop, hold on, stop. Nobody was budging. Like, I didn't see anybody else trying to stop them or break them up. I produced my firearm off my hip, pointed it at her. Once the commotion kind of calmed down, everybody stopped running. I did take a shot at her.
Muhammad ran outside where the customer held her at gunpoint until police arrived. She was taken into custody and later admitted she intended to kill Harris. Despite the disturbing evidence, Muhammad showed little emotion in the courtroom.
One moment, y'all. I don't know why I was circling, but anyway, yeah. Yeah, that was sad. I said I'm gonna keep an update on that. I'm gonna keep my update because it's very important. Because that young lady had about 5 kids. I know she had like 4 girls and 1 boy, or 3 girls and 1 boy, something like that. But when you get just that doggone mad, don't you just need to leave and just don't come back? They used to conversate. The kids even remember her. She was so nice to the kids. Y'all remember that? The kids said all that. Well, now she's going to court. She's looking crazy. Got that red, orange, whatever color wig she got on her head. It's off her head. She's looking crazy. You know, I don't know how much time they're going to give her, but they hadn't said yet. But, you know, they're going to court about it. So, and also, the lady has some relatives. The relatives is really pissed off. They mad. They mad as heck. Let's check it out.
Starts with breaking news.
That breaking news coming from an East Point District Court. A terrifying turn during the preliminary exam hearing for a suspect accused of killing a McDonald's manager. Police had to tackle someone who tried to bring knives into the courthouse. 27-year-old Afina Muhammad is accused of stabbing and killing her manager, 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, after she was sent home from work at McDonald's back in July. Harris's family members stormed out crying as video of the stabbing was being played in court. But attorneys say one went to their car, grabbed 2 knives, and ran back into the courthouse before being tackled by police, and that happened in the lobby. The suspect and judge were removed from the courthouse for their own safety, but have since returned. The hearing has now resumed, and the judge barred the family from the courthouse for the remainder of the day. Now, before all this, witnesses took the stand. Devontae Pace was one of them. He says he saw the attack from his car in the drive-thru and then held the suspect until police arrived.
I did take a shot at her. She froze up a little bit, which stopped the attack. And then I guess she maybe something clicked.
Okay, I just want to play that part. But anyway, the relatives is pissed off. They bringing knives to the courthouse. Hey, those people are teed off. They pissed off. They mad. They are mad. They big mad. They mad. But you know, when you be mad too, you took these kids. Seriously, I remember, when you be mad too, if you're a brother or auntie, you took these kids' mother away. The mother did work and the mother was nice to you on the job and she treated you nice. Y'all talked and the kids know your name and, you know, and then you get that mad. But also, you have to remember that lady was playing with her. That lady was playing with Afina. She was playing with her job, her money. She wasn't making enough money. She would never come to work. She was picking on her. Y'all remember that? And y'all, you can't pick on people. You just never know. You don't know what's on a person's doggone mind. I don't pick at people. I don't start nothing. But believe me, when you get started effing with me, believe you me, it's on. It's on. And I ain't gonna rest until I finish saying what I got to say. Girl, it was sad, Sarah, sad, very sad. I mean, if somebody make you that mad, and you know you love freedom, and you know that person got kids that they got to raise without a father, and they only got the mother at home working hard, Mcdonald, doing whatever. Why was this not nothing that could have been talked about? Why she could not have talked about this? I don't understand. I don't understand why. And then, you know, who knows? She probably did try to talk to the lady. But she probably was all snobbish with her, getting all smart at work. You know how people get a little job and be at work and try to handle you in any kind of way. Even some of your friends sometimes be in a high position and they try to treat you any kind of way. You know what I'm talking about? And when it comes to confliction like that, it just makes everybody just take a time out. You know what I'm saying? Just give it some time. Like I said, she didn't have to unalive the mom. The mom had no business picking at her. She should have just left her alone. Because I'm telling you, in today's society, in the world that we live in, you cannot pick on people no more. People got a short temper. They got a short mind. They don't think like you think. You think it's, I'm going to jug at her. It's going to be all right. But how many times have you picked on this person? How many times have you been nitpicking at this person? You see what I'm saying? Before you decide to say, hey, enough is enough. I'm losing hours. I'm not able to go pay my bills. I'm not able to get hard to pay for my food, my ride back and forth to work. But also she was ranting one day on a video. I don't have that video, but she was ranting one day about everything that this manager had did to her. And I just wish the manager just knew when to stop. You have to know when to stop effing with a person. If you don't, you're going to F-A-F-O. Fuck around and find out. But the manager just didn't have a stop button on her. She just kept on. And it built up on that lady. It built up on her mental. It built, you know what I'm saying? It built up. And she just, she was going off on that video before a while back. I showed back she was going off on that video. She had the knife. She put the knife down. She started playing with it. She was ranting. She was going out. She was saying all these crazy things. She was ready then. But she didn't do it. But then I guess, it happened again. And that's when she went back to the job with her face covered and went through the back door. But my thing is, when that man said he had a firearm, a gun, and he fired, and he was telling her stop, to let her know, lady, stop. But then, you got to remember, she was not in her right state of mind. She wasn't. Because she stabbed her more than once. They always say, when you stab a person more than one time, it is personal. She stabbed that lady several of times. It was personal. Again, like I said, you got to know when to stop picking at people. You have to sometimes look in the eyes, or where they are presenting their stuff, or where they moving. That I better not fuck with them today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't meant to be messed with. You got to leave people alone at work, when they're out and about, at the stores, anymore. Because you just never know. They might be high-headed, going through something, have a mental breakdown, going through some kind of depression, divorce, domestic violence, anything. But you just can't pick on people no more. And especially when you messing with my household. You feel me? And I feel so sorry for the lady kids, because when they showed them and sitting in court, and those babies look so sad. They look so sad. They're gonna have a year without, another year without their motherfucking Christmas. No Thanksgiving with their mom. Y'all, it's a bad feeling when you're a baby, you're a kid. When you are a kid, And your mom, somebody took your mom's life, senseless. And this is what you call senseless killing. Let me just say it like it is. You know, and it may take them kids a long time to come over, to come to conclusions with that. But I'm sure those babies sit around, they talk about it, they cry, they probably hug on each other, probably love on each other. It's sad. Yes, Sarah, sad. It's sad, you know. It's crazy, you know. You should take nobody's life because nobody is the judge and nobody is the jury. We got one person and one person to answer to. And that's on our day, on that day, when that horn blow. You know what I mean? So when you picking on people, think about that. You got to stop and just stop and think. Stop and think. You just got to walk away and get your mind in the right place. Instead, why don't you, instead of picking on a person the way that manager did to her, why did she not just talk employee manager conversation? But then you know, like I said, they had a good relationship. If the relationship was that good at first, why not stop as a manager? Like the manager may have been a little older than her. Stop. Think. Talk to her. Because something asked her what was wrong in a calm voice. Ask her, how can I help you? It's something I did. It's something going on in your life at home. It's something that's going on that you want to talk about. You know, and she might well say, yeah, you know, I feel like you such my hours and I ain't making enough money, you picking on me. You know, they kind of probably could talk about it. But when you on a job, you making fun of a person and nitpicking at them and messing with them and down putting them and talking bad about your voice up on your breath when everybody can just really hear you, but them and you, it's not cool. It's not cool. And you know, look where the kids are. They're alone. These babies are alone. They got their mama, their grandmamas, granddaddies, sisters, auntie, cousins, uncles. And we know she got family because they was there in the courtroom. They had knives. They want to go in there and stab her like she stabbed the cousin, sister, mother, whatever. They want to go in there and stab her, but why go back to the car and get your knife? Why not take them with you when you went the first time? You got to go back for. And people knowing that you're that lady's relatives, would you not think nobody's not watching you? You know, that's why I say when it's time for my son to go to court for my son, you know, you just never know how a person's gonna act. I don't know if I'm gonna go across the bench. I don't know if I'm gonna go and go crazy, say some things. I mean, I don't know. You just never know. My whole thing I'm trying to say, you just never know about a person. Period. That's it. If y'all don't mind, please hit that like, share, button. A sister sure will appreciate it. Heard about the Gold's Gym. The Gold's Gym. Now look, I don't have nothing against trans, but when you go to places in public, go to your right door. Do not go to the wrong doggone door. Go to where it says men. If you transgender, that's your problem. But you belong in the men's section over there. You don't belong over here with the women's because you got something hanging. We don't. Now I go to the gym, but I don't see none of I go to I don't go in the dressing room because I curve lace about to go in the dressing room. Point blank. Let's check this out. Let's see here. Let's start right here.
Asking you fucking question. Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports. No. That's fine. I want the video. You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay. I understand. I'm not.
Oh, she going out. She going out. She a sister. She going out. She going fed. She going
Men, grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room. I want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. But I'm the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room.
I hate streaming, yo. They get on my nerves. But she's ranting about a man in this in the locker room.
Well. The transgender who entered the girls' locker room in Gold's Gym in Los Angeles was previously Grant Freeman, a convicted felon who beat his wife, and when he became transgender, took his wife's name. How eerie is that? Alexis Black is their name, and his wife's name at the time was Alexis Freeman. He beat her so hard, quote, Kyle Grant Freeman caused serious physical harm to the victim. The victim suffered a compound fractured mandible, which resulted in her needing surgery, said the court documents from Hamilton Surgery in Ohio. They pleaded guilty in 2022 to savagely beating their wife, Alexis Freeman, causing a compound fractured jaw, among other serious injuries. Black had been convicted of both domestic violence and drug trafficking in the past and has faced a slew of other charges, including resisting arrest, the records show. So Tish Hyman, shout out to you. Thank you for standing up for yourself and all the other women in that gym, and you exposed a lot more than you think.
So, perp question is, how many men is transgender that goes in the men's dressing room? I wonder how many men that is transgender that goes in the women's dressing room. That lady said she was butt naked, butt booted naked. So I wonder, Sarah, I wonder how many men that's transgender that's going in the ladies' locker room. I wonder how many that does that. And then that lady said she was butt naked. She didn't have no clothes on. But you all up in the ladies' room. Sorry. All up in the ladies' dressing room. I don't want no man in the dressing room with me. Let's go ahead and see what he told TMZ.
Well, first, I told the people that raised me that this is the way that I was when I was 8 years old, and really I stuffed it down pretty deep, and I began using hormones this year in February, and I actually relinquished that information to her about, name change, and it says female on my ID and hormones, and I mean, I'm registered as a female with the gym, so.
And were you at that moment, because she told us about a couple of different encounters, were you fully clothed at that moment?
Well, she has become aggressive with me on 4 different occasions, actually at different locations in Los Angeles at Gold's Gym. But fully clothed. I believe I was enrobed in a towel on one occasion. And this last time I was clothed the entire time. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I apologize if this is too graphic, but I just think it's important.
Let's speak truth, baby.
Okay. Have you fully transitioned?
Be clearer when you say that.
Your genitalia.
That is a process that requires a quite lengthy work. Like, for instance, I sat in a chair and had hair follicles removed from my face for 2 hours yesterday in a process called electrolysis. In order to have that surgery down there, one must have every single hair done that. In order to do that, it would take would just say like a year or two to have that done. That's literally not even a possibility with where I am in my transition.
So look, from her perspective, I'm just wondering if you see her perspective. She's saying that she's looking at you, say, in a towel, and you still have male genitalia, and you may be transitioning, but could you understand her being uncomfortable?
Well, I certainly do not understand it, but I do get the notion of the fear mongering that she's perpetuating. The truth in the moment is far from what she is purporting it to be. Literally every time that she's done that, I've had women in the locker room comforting me because of how aggressive she was towards me.
So she was saying, why don't they have a third bathroom? Especially the gym you're talking about at the Beverly Center. That's been recently built. They had a layout that they could have adjusted, and they could have put a third locker room in. Do you think that would have been appropriate, or do you feel like you are as entitled to use the women's locker room just as Tish is?
That's a great question. I'm glad that she said it, that you have put it on the air. And the answer is that would necessitate two different ones, because some people trans MTF, some people go FTM. And so that's two rooms right there. You're not going to put a trans woman with a trans man just because we're trans. That seems like a new envelope of discrimination. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like this had to happen in order for people to learn about trans. It's a thing. We're here. We're going anywhere. We've been here for thousands of years. There's like 10 species of animals on Earth that do this too, just by the way, everybody. And but about the bathroom, am I entitled to it? I know that I'm a woman. Should they have built another one to necessitate building this room? People would have to have the level of comfortability within themselves that I do. Not everyone possesses this much feminine power. It doesn't happen. Not in this patriarchal system of which we've been living for so long.
Okay. All right. Alexis, we appreciate you joining us.
Right, sir. We don't know, but y'all, remember now, he took his wife's name. That's not his name. He took his wife's name, raised her up under his wife's name. I don't understand what's funny. It's crazy, now y'all have to remember now. Y'all have to remember what did Trump say? What did Trump say? What did Trump say? And the reason why there's not a bathroom for the transgender, because Trump said there's only two people, male and female. He is not accepting anything to do with transgenders or the LGBTQ and some say A community. Trump said he was not having that. So, and he also said people would go to jail behind that if they change their birth certificate, driving license, things of that sort. That's what Trump, do y'all remember what Trump said that? Do y'all remember? It was a big old argument about that. A big argument. A big argument. Let's see. Yeah, he put in a lot of executives, and and like I said, he put in a lot of executive orders. Like he said he's not having that at all, none. So for this man dressing room with ladies like that, he was out of line, and he old enough to know what Trump said about transgender, about the LGBTQA community. Everybody know what he said. He's not having that. No restrooms, no extra restrooms, no special privileges, no on the driving license, your birth certificates, wherever you're born at, that's in the LGBTQA community. He got rid of all of that. He knocked all that out the box. Whatever the colors down there in Austin on the sidewalk, he got rid of that. He got rid of the ones here in Dallas, Texas. Even though he didn't pay for them, the people of the community, of the LGBTQA community, pay for those stripes, the rainbow stripes, to be on like the in the streets and stuff. The city didn't pay for that. The city did not pay for that. The people of that community paid for those stripes to be in that road. They did. But if it was me, transgenders would have their own restrooms. I don't care if you're a man, if you're a woman, y'all gonna have your own restroom. Y'all fight it out in the restrooms over there. Y'all, because of the fact that you can't figure out what you want to be and how you want to look. So it's gonna be only one restroom for the men's, one restroom for the women, and you got one restroom for the transgender, whether you're a man or woman. That's your restroom. That is your restroom. Somebody volume up just a little bit, but check this out. She went a little further because they also terminate our membership at Gold's Gym. Shouldn't you have terminated his membership? First, one, he lied on the app, and that's not his name. But two, he's transgender. But three, he still got the genitals. He ain't had the full surgery. So if you ain't had a full surgery, why the heck are you in the dressing room with the women? You don't get your tail up out of there. But let's go see what she said. She went a little further. She went to the center, and because like I said, she was so pissed off. She peed off. She went a little further. So I'm turn your volume up just a little bit.
I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up, and I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted in locker rooms. I'm a lesbian black woman. I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. And I do respect a lot of the things you've done. But I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed that are dangerous for women and young children. And I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field. And I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're going to go in the publicity spot. I want to support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now, and we want to know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by one. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room. Let's let him know.
True. They must have been some transgender people. Okay? Let's hear that one more time.
I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up, and I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted in locker rooms. I'm a lesbian black woman. I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic, and I do respect a lot of the things you've done, but I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed that are dangerous for women and young children, and I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field, and I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're gonna go in the Polisky spot. I wanna support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now. And we wanna know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, women. Trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by one. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room. Let's let him know.
See, no other, I've just seen her as a woman. I didn't see any other women's in there. I didn't see, right? But she was speaking facts. Like she says, I'm a lesbian. So if a lesbian say that, say, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just know it's crazy.
Today I was naked in the locker room. I turned around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the sign. I say the words.
I picked on the video, but StreamYard be cutting up. Okay, now she got a full story. Hold on.
Today I was naked in the locker room. I turned around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel.
Yeah.
Today I was naked in the locker room. I turned around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the.
Oh no, I know. I'm trying to get my money straight. They need to get together.
Today I was naked in the locker room. I turned around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel, I'd like to think. And I get it, like, everybody has their own things, and I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic, and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightophobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fucking be safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms?
Well, my sister, I feel the same way. Seriously, I agree with her. I am a woman and they need their own dressing room. Yes, they do, sir. They need their own doggone me dressing room. Especially still got the same parts down there. Them parts ain't move. And you still a man. You know, them body parts still move around. That's crazy. Say. Let's go to a quick commercial right quick, y'all. It ain't me, y'all. String yard. Say it. Those people who are already reporting on StreamYard, you need to let the people know something wrong with StreamYard. StreamYard is jacked the freaking up. Jacked up.
Riding, watch the screens, I ain't never been a simp. Smoking fruity pebble, getting higher than a blimp. Like Sean Kemp, I dunk on a hater. Crocodile seats in a big navigator. Watching on cable, pumping hard on the Swiss. Yeah, hop about the slab trunk, dropping like a missile. Yeah, I'm off the bristle, I'ma ride candy red. Can't stay behind, I'ma always stay ahead. Chasing out the bread, I'ma get it every day. Can't leave it drips, cause it's wetter than a lake. Never been fake, I'm a hog in the gang. D24's got me hog in the lane. I'ma cause pain when you see me come down. Slab so low like it's sitting on the ground. Smoking on the pound while I'm chopping on chrome. Gas got me higher than Neil Armstrong. April on my dome, candy dripping out the film. Straight through Nacogdoches, then tip through Sims. I'm a winner, man, you know I'm hard to handle. I'ma swing the left and then hit across the camera. Back up in my fountain, pouring right about the bottle. I can throw swingers on the drop, Eldorado. What's a Colorado? I'ma tip through the state. Dreams in the trunk, got them watching Ricky Lake.
Remember, I was telling y'all about the mayor. His name is Mayor Brandon. He's in Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson directs city funds to food pantries, nonprofits to address the SNAP cuts. He's letting people know, he's gonna cut fundings to feed his people, and he is supposed to cut the fundings to feed his people. People are still hungry. And not only that, like I told you all the other day, they are putting rotten meat on the market at these doggone stores because they weren't able to sell that meat. When you go in those stores, I'll tell you no more. When you go, what's the day? Tuesday. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm gonna bring some videos back and show y'all. The meat is rotten. The meat is stinking in the stores. I'm telling you now. Don't let me tell y'all again about checking your meat, checking your packages, checking your canned goods. I don't want to keep telling y'all about this. I don't want to keep telling you all about what you need to take care of. I'm telling you that meat stink and the meats are being rotten. And they're still putting it out to sell. And the lady went to the deep freeze, and the man putting the meat out, and she went to the deep freeze. She was recording, and she went to the part the meat was at, and she started recording, and another lady came over to how bad the meat was smelling. Yeah. The meat is funky. Very, very funky. I'm telling y'all, do not go in there and purchase that meat now. I'm telling you. We want to have this conversation again, right? Right. Also, Trump calls for investigation into the foreign meat packers over the U.S. beef prices. Okay. He is saying that the meat packers is driving the prices up, and the U.S. has asked the Department of Justice to open up an investigation. Okay. So also, it's going to be a change in the prices of your food. The food is going to go up. The food is going to go up. It's getting ready to go up. You know, even the food banks are struggling for cash and for food donations. You know, I see a few people that's giving donations out. I see a few people that's not giving donations out. But it is very, very limited. Okay. Also, I put on my community wall. I don't know. I'm telling you, yes, baby, yes, ma'am, it's going up. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And they was talking about how the medication and the insurance. I'm telling y'all, if you need to go to a doctor about anything, right now is the time to go ahead and go. If you're on Medicaid, Medicare, or just regular insurance, Aflac or whatever, best time to go now. Get up off your butts and go to the doctor, because things are going to change in the field, in the hospital field, getting ready to change. Things are getting, I know, I'm telling you, girl, things are getting ready to change. That's right. Now, I don't stay down there in Memphis, but Memphis is doing a good thing. I don't really know nobody down there. I don't know nobody in Memphis, period. But Memphis is saying riders will not need passes, fare cards, or pay. The free access applies to all of its service, including fixed routes, buses, trolleys, and the MATA plus service, the MATA plus service, I guess. So somebody's down there in Memphis is doing a good thing. They not thinking about themselves, they're thinking about other people, because of the fact that they know it was a hard time when the government was shut down. So they're doing a good thing. If you're in Memphis, you're getting your rides for cars, on any route, anything that's moving down there, just for the public, you're able to get on it for free. So I'm letting you know now. I'm letting you know now. Yeah, that's a good thing to have because that costs us money. That's one thing you get to worry about how I'm gonna get there. I got the money to get to work. I got the money to get to my appointment. I got the money to get to the grocery store. The money to go to the daycare. The money to go to here, to the doctor, whatever, right? Advantage. You hear me? Take advantage of these free services if you're there in Memphis. Also, let's talk about the Yellow Beezy bun break. I'm about sick of this, man. They are now letting him hit the studio once a week. He can go to the studio once a week while he is waiting on his capital murder trial. They said this is a big break for him. He's been under house arrest and waiting for the trial. The capital murder trial has officially been granted permission to leave home 1 day per week to record music in a studio from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. according to the new court filing. Now hold on, my alarm going off, y'all. My alarm go off every night by this time. My bad. Just my reminder. I got to stay reminded. I don't want to miss nothing. But anyway, now that the court has loosened everything up for him, where wait a minute. Now he has been on a electronic monitor that is restricting him to stay at home, to kind of rules. You know, they trying to say they were hurting him in his career. They were hurting him. They were hurting his career and costing him a lot of money. Now, the court has loosened things up a little bit on him, giving him 1 week, from 1 week to go work in the studio from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's a new court the new court filing for Yellow Beezy. Okay. Now, and they also, and then what I also read, they were being messy. That's what they said. The big question everyone is asking: should someone facing capital murder charges be allowed studio time? And how will Mo 3 fans react to this move? How will Mo 3 fans act to this move that now he can go out once a week to the studio from 5 to 10? Now, we got to remember. Let me go back. See, can I find? Let me just a second. Let me go back. Because this man been asking, old Beast has been asking for a lot of stuff. And they've been real generous with him. Let me see if I can find. I may have to, let me see. Let's see if I can find it right quick. Just give me just a second. Let's see here. Also, while I'm looking for it, what's his name? Jesse Jackson, who is 80 years old, is having some medical problems. They're saying that he's sick, his blood pressure is out of whack, and I knew that he was up in age. But what we have to think, what have Jesse Jackson done for us? Let me see. He ain't did too much, nothing. Not nothing. Now, a month ago, let's get back on the Yellow Beezy. Now, a month ago, Yellow Beezy was asking for some things. Let's see here. He was asking. He wanted the names and addresses of all potential witnesses and informants. In addition, they wanted to access all the law enforcement evidence in the case, such as photos, lab test results. Also, basically, they trying to hope to find anything to lessen their client's potential sentencing or straighten up support his claim of innocence. Now, not only that, but the Texas MC legal team wants a record of all statements Beasley made to the police. They requested a pre-trial hearing to assess all the voluntary, involuntary nature of this corporation. That was a month ago. Now, when they went through all that, you know what I'm saying? Now he done waited. He waited. He did patiently. Now the lawyers went in there and said, let's give him 1 week in the studio, 1 day in the studio a week, from 5 to 10. So that's 5 hours, 1 day a week that he can be in the studio to make his music. He said losing money, but I'll be honest with you. He cannot rap to me. It's not good to me. He only had 1, 2 songs, and he was like a one-hitter quarter. Yellow Beats ain't had no good songs out. A couple of them, that was it. But you have to figure out the couple of songs that you had sounded okay to compare to all the songs Mo3 had. You see what I'm saying? You can't compete. There's no comparison there. You feel me? There is no comparison there at all. But in all, I just want Miss Nicole to get what she deserved. She deserved it. She deserved relief. She deserved peace of mind. And once this is over with, she can have a peace of mind. And maybe she'll be able to go on with her life and continue to build her life up, you know, as a woman. You see what I'm saying? That's all Perk's saying. But y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I thank everybody for coming. You know, I wasn't going to be here long. I knew I wasn't going to be here long, you know. I'll be back on Thursday. The video of the rotten meat. Just got to show y'all that y'all missing kids, adult, elderlies. I'm big on all that. And also check my community wall for missing kids, missing adults. I looked up the other day to get an update on Merle Polk, the teacher that I told y'all had been missing. They found her car. Kids found her car in the river. They still have not found her yet. Man, I you know, I guess it's just now where you get your parents. You need to put a tracker on your parents' car when they get a certain age. You know, when you get a certain, do you feel, Sarah, anybody out there in the world, do you feel that when your parents age, you need to put a tracker in their car so you can keep up with them? Do you feel like that? Because this lady was a school teacher. She looked real healthy, beautiful lady, beautiful. Like I said, they only found her purse, keys, whatever she had in her purse or whatever, but they haven't found her. And I wonder, did she walk off somewhere? Is there anywhere she went to? Did anyone see her and got her and you know, I don't know, but she looked like she had a few coins on her, you know. She looked real nice. But you know, let's keep prayer out. Also, it's been a lot of shooting here in Dallas, Texas. You know, I used to hope and say and promote and root and holler about gun control, gun control, gun control, gun control. But truth to the matter is, I don't think it will ever be gun control. I don't think that. I don't believe it's going to be, because things are too out of hand, and you know, guns is what we need right now to for our house for our household. You know, for us to stay safe in our house. You know, when I was growing up, you know, my granddaddy had a firearm right there beside his bed. We all knew where it was. We didn't mess with it because we was told it's for hunting and to keep your house safe. We wasn't told when I was growing up firearms is to unalive this person or shoot this person. We wasn't told that when I was a little girl. We was told that guns was for safe. Now, it's just for anything. Just go outside, just start shooting. Boo, 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 boo. Pew, 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 pew. Just for the fun of it. You know? And people don't realize what goes up must and got to come down. It got to come down. Got to. What Sarah said. I feel like we need to track them because you never know. That's right, Sarah. You just never know. You just never know when dementia might kick in, they might forget kicked in, anything. You just never know, baby. You just never know. You just never know. You never know. Yeah, I believe you need to put trackers in your parents. If your parents are over 70 years old, if your parents are over 70 years of age, I think they would have to need a tracker in their car if they're still driving. You're going to just say this, Sarah? Yeah, you know, I've never heard anybody say, well, my dementia kicked in today. Well, mama's dementia kicked in today. They, you know, we don't know when it's going to kick in. We don't know where you're going to be when it's kick in. We don't know. We don't. And to keep our parents safe, and we know they grown, they grown. We know they grown. But at 70 years old, I think it's best to put a tracker in, because you just never know when dementia might hit them. You just never know when they might say, well, I can't remember. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. So I believe that if your parents is 70 and over and they're still driving, put a tracker in their car. You don't have to tell them, but put a tracker in their car. You know, that's just how I feel. I don't know about nobody else, but that's just me. I'll be back on Thursday, y'all. I'll be back on Thursday. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about, I'm going to leave this on your mind, and we're going to talk about it on Thursday. Okay? It was a lady who went to court. Now, I'm going to leave this on your mind, and I'm going to let it marinate. I want y'all to marinate. When Thursday comes, I want y'all to have a good answer for Perk, because I'm going to ask you this answer. Ask you for an answer. When a woman have a husband and that husband cheats on her, do you think, or do you believe that you should sue his mistress? Would that make you feel like you're a scorned woman? Because they're saying that the wife's best friend started dating the husband. The lady sued for $1.7 million, and she was awarded that. But that lady is just a TikToker. She don't have $1.7 million. And I don't know if it's the fact that she want her to pay her, or is the fact it's the principle. The principle. You know, principles stands on a lot of things. Just when you're standing on what for everything you got. I'm standing on my principle. I put my foot down. I ain't gonna change my mind. But do you think that she was a scorned woman, a scorned wife to do that? Because most, and then also, you have to also remember now what state you're in. Some states have it where you can sue the mistress if the mistress has messed your household up and has made your husband leave home and caused your household to be in turmoil. So I want y'all to let me know, and think about it. Is this a lady who's being scorned, or is it she's standing on principle, the principle of things? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. But y'all keep an eye on y'all elderlies. You check on them to be winter time. Make sure they got they got the electricity. They warm and safe. Y'all keep an eye on these children's. I've been seeing with people going into people's windows, grabbing kids out the house. They still doing it. Y'all keep an eye on your dog. Y'all keep an eye on your doggone kids. If you don't want your kids, bring them to me. Perp said, if you don't want your kids, bring them to me. Then when you bring them to me, you lose all access now. Understand that. You're going to lose all access. I'm going to need a little child support because remember, those are your kids. Okay? And you would not have fun without taking care of your kids. If you need a babysitter, call me up. I might be bored and I ain't got nothing to do. You might want to go out and party. Go party. I might be able to babysit for you, but it ain't going to be for free. Okay, then. All right, then. On that note, we up out of here. How the hell you going to love somebody you don't love yourself? And you got to love yourself. See y'all tomorrow. I'm going to the gym. Peace. Love y'all. Be safe.